Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky has condemned the meeting between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Russian President Vladimir Putin in Moscow, calling it a devastating blow to peace efforts. Zelensky said that it is a huge disappointment and a devastating blow to peace efforts to see the leader of the world's largest democracy hug the world's most bloody criminal in Moscow on such a day. Sanjeev Srivastav, international affairs expert, is joining us on the broadcast. Sanjeev, a strong statement being made by Zelensky on the Modi-Putin meeting.
Well, Uday, I think Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky should not, perceive this meeting between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Putin in a different context. This should be understood in a right perspective. This meeting between the two countries is an annual summit, and this is purely a bilateral visit. And obviously, India-Russia relationship has a deep history, and both the nations are time-tested partners, and both the nations have been having regular summits. And because of several regions, because of the COVID pandemic and Russia-Ukraine war, such summit could not be held. But this time, when Prime Minister Narendra Modi began his third term, he chose Russia to restart that kind of engagement process. And the 22nd India-Russia annual summit is being held. So I think that should be understood in this context, not out of the context. And with regard to Russia-Ukraine war, our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi's words of wisdom, which he had directly said to President Putin in 2022 itself in Samarkand, Uzbekistan, that this is not the era of war. And at this point of time also, reports are suggesting that when Prime Minister Modi is there in several interactions, India has again emphasized upon the fact that UN-led, UN-established rules-based order must be respected. A country's sovereignty, territorial integrity, or any nation's sovereign right to determine its own foreign policy must be respected. And obviously, the reference is towards Ukraine. So I think Ukrainian leadership should not misunderstand India's visit to India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Russia, and India's position on this Russia-Ukraine war has been consistent and clear. There should not be any questions. There should not be any doubt on this. And when at this point of time, when Prime Minister Narendra Modi is in Moscow, on the other side, we are seeing that Russia has launched a big attack on Kyiv. And that attack has nothing to do with Prime Minister Modi's visit to Russia. Obviously, Russia is giving that strategic messaging to the NATO summit, which is being held in Washington, D.C. And obviously, Russia is having a very close contest with NATO. They are fighting an indirect war, and Ukraine is being treated as a battleground. So this attack, the latest attack by Russia on Kyiv, is directed towards NATO, and it has nothing to do with Prime Minister Modi's visit to Russia.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.